artists have numerous accomplishments, and I could read for probably 10 minutes their bios, but in brief, Robert Hodge has exhibited international. There we go. That was a ghost. Yeah, so Robert Hodge has exhibited his work internationally, including exhibitions at Project Row Houses, the Museum of Fine Arts Houston, Contemporary Art Center New Orleans, Contemporary Arts Museum Houston, and the Contemporary Museum of East Africa in Nairobi, Kenya. He's received awards from Houston Arts Alliance, the Idea Fund, the Joan Mitchell Foundation, along with participation in residencies, including the Scout-Human School of Painting and Sculpture, Art Place San Antonio. So he's represented by Creative Volume in New York and Concept Art Gallery in Pittsburgh. And I'll just go ahead with Tierney as well. Tierney is a Houston legend in my mind. You can hear his voice every morning on KPFT, not every Monday morning. I wish it was every Monday. But you could listen to it online every morning, but it's every Monday morning. Yeah, he hosts the Houston Jazz Spotlight on 90.1 KPFT. Tierney calls Houston home, and he's also exhibited his work. There it goes. He's also exhibited his work. What am I doing without the mic? Throughout Texas, and he's in multiple collections throughout the state and the U.S. He's received awards from the Louis Comfort Tiffany Foundation, the City of Houston, and the Kimbrough Artist Award from the Dallas Museum of Art. Music is a major influence in Tierney's work. As I mentioned, the Houston Jazz Spotlight. He's collaborated with noted jazz musicians throughout his career, and most recently created the Jazz Church of Houston, and has ongoing programs. There's a poster for a program he's doing on Monday in Houston, and I'll plug that now, but I'm going to pass the broken mic. I'll put it away, so I'm going to tell us about your work. Thank you.
No problem. First of all, thank y'all for coming to check us out in the brew upstairs. We're honored to be here in Galveston. This work, at least for me, I'm speaking about like my perspective. It's just like a visual component of the album me and Tierney did last year called 2.5 Years. And the story of Juneteenth was really complicated and really layered. And we wanted to start with music first because I wanted to reach a different demographic outside of just the normal cube of like a gallery or museum. So this is just the beginning of what we're going to do with the art. It's a survey of some of my work from the past and some new things that kind of relate to the record, so you can get a visual of what the music feels like. So if you're not in front of the artwork, then you can be in the car and listen to the music, and you kind of examine the story yourself. And so what we do is give you clues and bits of things that we think are very important about Juneteenth, and we kind of leave it up to you to kind of use your Google and kind of use your own research to kind of like find the story. Seriously, because just somebody telling you the story, it doesn't really absorb when you kind of dive into it yourself and listen to how deep the story is. It's not what you've been told. It's not everything you think you know about it. So my part is like, I feel like I'm a curator of music, man. I know a lot of talented musicians. I'm blessed to know them. And so what I want to do is just put them all together on the platform to put them out. And so it's different producers, MCs, spoken word artists, traditional jazz musicians. And we just made great music, and we wanted to tell a story in a contemporary fashion. And so the art is just like an extension of that. So enjoy it. Please ask questions. It's a lot of information, but this kind of helps you kind of dive into it. And so, that's my bit on it. Yeah.
Thank you all for coming out this afternoon. For those who are from Houston, definitely thank you for making that trip.
For sure.
When Robert Hodge asked me to become a part of the record project, 2.5 years of musical celebration of the spirit of Juneteenth, I was flattered because I never made an album before. I never worked on a music project before. But one of the reasons why Brother Robert asked me to be involved is because of my connection with history. In my visual artwork, I'm basically a storyteller. And even on my radio show, I'm basically interested in telling the stories of musicians, historical events, and music of my tribe, and historical information about my tribe, enslaved Africans on this side of the world. And so what he asked me to do is to come on board as kind of like a historical consultant. he immediately responded to a documentary that I made back in 2013 about the history of Juneteenth. I'm not from Texas, so when I came to Texas to go to Texas Southern University, I never heard of Juneteenth. I grew up in Mississippi and Alabama, and so Juneteenth was not heard of when I came to Texas Southern University in 1982. But the way it was explained to me is that enslaved Africans, and it's very important when you hear me say enslaved, I don't say slave. It almost seems like slave is a fixed proper noun for members of my tribe. Slavery has been a system that humans have used against each other, against others for thousands of years. That just happened to be our story. But if you don't say enslaved, it almost sounds like a natural state of being. Enslaved reminds you there's another human being holding someone in slavery. So when Brother Robert asked me to be a part of this project, again, like I said, he was responding to a radio documentary I made called The History of Juneteenth in Texas. I was responding to the movie that came out that year, Django in Chains. The Django character started in Texas. I knew nothing about slavery in the state of Texas. I became Indiana Jones and had to dig real hard. I went to my computer and I said, slavery in Texas. And all of my ancestors, there are slave narratives taken by cats from the WPA in the 1940s. They came all over the country and they interviewed ex-slaves. And I heard my ancestors tell me things that in all of my education, from elementary school to college, I had never heard of. So this exhibition and this music project is a way for us to not set the record straight, but to inform people what the record really is. Every tribe on this side of the world helped to save this empire. And if they were all given credit, equal, deserving credit, we would have a different discussion right here and right now. So I'm going to now turn over to Dennis, and you guys can ask questions, but that was one of the reasons why I am here, and I'm glad that you guys have come this afternoon.
So I'd like to open it up for questions. If anyone has any questions for Robert or Tierney, I'd love to hear from you.
When I say something, Brother Tierney has a comment book in the front, and it's in the corner up there. So if you might, not like to talk in public, which I understand, can you please make comments in the book and let us know how you're feeling, or we want to hear all kind of feedback. I mean, that's the whole point of this, see what people thinking, what you know, what you don't know, how, so please leave a comment in the book.
Tierney, is the documentary on streaming video?
It will be rebroadcast this Juneteenth, and it will be put up on KPFT's audio port before that week. So yeah, you can, and the radio station that I have a radio show on called the Houston Jazz Spotlight, where I focus solely on the Houston jazz scene. The musicians from Houston are amazing. I mean, we actually should be the third coast of jazz. I mean, really. We're still producing amazing musicians. In the top 10 musicians in the world, we have half of that is from Houston. This is an amazing quiet secret. But my radio show is on KPFT every Monday morning. I'm on the HD3, so you can go to kpft.org and then hit listen live and go to the HD3. But it's a KPFT documentary.
Oh, it's different in Galveston. Yeah, 88.9 in Galveston.
Oh, yeah.
88.9.
Just 89.5.